Let me know when you're going to start. You're going to ask the question?
And we're here in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, with Adam. And Adam, go ahead and just start from the beginning. Tell us what you're up to out here.
I went to NCC for a few years, and last March came on a missions trip to Ethiopia, and God really just put it on my heart to come back and serve street children after I watched one of the kids crawl into the sewers to show us his bed in his home. Since then I sold all my stuff, quit my job and so forth, and moved here about 4.5 months ago, September 29th, 30th time frame. And since then things have just been progressing rapidly, and God's been doing amazing things over here.
You got involved with the church.
I came here to work for Beza International, to volunteer for them and head up their, or be a part of their street kid outreach called Change for Change Ministry. We have about 25 kids who live near the church office, under a bridge, in mud huts, in sewers. They used to live in what I like to call Poo Park, but the police burnt all those homes down. But so now we've just been trying to build relationship and try to get this thing off the ground. And some major things have happened so far. The number one thing is the non-governmental organization approval being approved. That happened about a month ago after 3 long months of Alias, basically my boss, pushing it through, going to the government on a frequent basis and trying to get it approved. And so now that that's been approved, we can move forward, and things have been progressing just so fast. I mean, I thought it was crazy that God put it in my heart to move to Ethiopia, give up some stuff in America, and move over here. But in the little time that I've been here, in about 4.5 months, we're about to move into a brand new home that is going to act as a safe haven for about 25 of our boys, and eventually hopefully be a place for them to live, get all kinds of school, get some spiritual development, get mentoring, and a variety of other things, meals, clothing, and so forth. So it's some exciting stuff. It's crazy. I miss NCC, but it's all been worth it. What else, John?
Okay, so Change for Change is the organization, and you said you built the relationships with about 25 street kids. I guess tell us long term, what's your vision for the outreach, and then I guess following that, let us know how people outside of Ethiopia can help with the effort.
Okay, I'll quickly backtrack and say Brooke T was the original person to develop the relationship with these boys, and that was about a year ago in March. Well, I guess in January it was about a year, and that now it's progressed to what it is now. How we can receive help from the USA. It's kind of hard to ask for help. Number one, because it's really expensive to send material type stuff here, so mailing is pretty much not an option. We need people the most. That's definitely our biggest need, but then it's hard to ask for America to volunteer people, obviously. So what I think people can help us with the most is just raising awareness. Street kids around the world, I think, are the most ignored population. I mean, they're obviously on my heart, so I might be biased, but raising awareness about what God is doing over here, because He's doing major things. I really feel confident that He's building up leaders through these street children, and so raising awareness. And then obviously, I hate to ask, or even mention it, but the financial piece is obviously a huge dynamic of it. Eventually, we'll hope to have a sustainable thing for the street kids, including income generation. But right now, not really sure how that's going to look or how that's going to work. So in the future, I'm really seeing these 25 kids as being the first group of kids that grow up as leaders and then can outreach to children who have experienced some of the similar things. And I'd love to go international with it. I'd love to reach the rest of the continent. Beza's vision is to redeem the nations in righteousness, and I think this is such a huge piece of it. Using great testimonies like the changed lives of kids who have been through so much to share with other people, to say, this is what I've been through, but Jesus has shown me His love. Having street children talk about God's love, I think, can be a great testimony and can touch each African continent, if not every, or each African country, if not every continent. So,
some good stuff. I guess that's it. We'll just pan around a little bit and look at the house. You guys just got this house. It cost about 7,000 birr, I understand.
Yep.
Which is about $525 American or so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to use this as a platform or a launch pad to be a safe haven for some of the street children, to get them off the street.
And to develop structure, develop programs. I feel like without a house, we weren't really able to establish too much for these kids. It's hard to invite people to volunteer if we're just going to be hanging out under a bridge or in Pooh Park,
Gotcha.
or Pooville, I call it. So without a place where these kids can come and get some building up and some different training, and for a set place for people to come and give up their time, it was hard. So.
And I understand it became pretty urgent because the children were being beat, and there's a huge population. Did you say about 100,000 kids all around the city? I know we've seen them everywhere.
Yeah, estimates are hard to do in this city, but anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 street kids are living in Addis. And with the election coming up in May, and then the African Union Summit that just happened, the police have really been doing their job well, which includes getting people off the streets, and they'll do that in any way possible. So in the last couple months, we've had too many hospital visits. We've had a few kids being beaten too often, some of our best kids too. So it's been a tough situation, tough to swallow. But with this house, we can hopefully kind of keep them away from that kind of danger, and hope sooner than later we'd like these kids to move in once we have the right people in place to act as a family and to give up of their time.
Well, we're definitely excited about what God is using you to do here in Addis to reach out to street children, and just the impact that we've seen on their lives. So we just thank you for sharing the testimony, and we just want to help spread the word.
Can I finish with just thanking NCC? I miss everyone at home. I miss all my friends, and you guys have just been a huge support. I've gotten a ridiculous amount of support from NCC. I've gotten more than I could even imagine. So thank you for being a vehicle for God to show me that His hand is on this, and it's His faithfulness. Ciao.